stop and think about this for just a moment. The narcissist presents himself as being smarter than you and everyone else. And at the same time, he or she presents you by default as being dumb. I mean, dumber than the narcissist at least. Well, how does the narcissist come to that conclusion? Now, notice the circular reasoning here. The way the narcissist comes to that conclusion is this. You paying attention? This is important. The narcissist will say to himself that you don't recognize how dumb you are, therefore you must be dumb. I mean, you cannot be smart, because if you were smart, you would know that you were dumb. Does that make sense? No, it doesn't. If you were smart, you would know you're dumb. That doesn't make sense, because if you knew you were dumb, you would not be smart. But it doesn't matter, because narcissists don't think logically. They don't think rationally. Now, the narcissist, at the same time, presents himself as being smarter than everyone else. Now, the operating word there is presents. I didn't say he believed himself to be smarter or believes you to be dumber than her or him, whatever. I'm just saying that's the way they present their beliefs. There's a difference. Because sometimes people will believe something, but they will present something totally different. Okay, they lie, same thing. But the narcissist often, and most narcissists that I have known, sad to say I've known too many of them, but those that I have known understand that they're really not all that smart. They don't have their act together. They see other people in their lives, and we'll talk about this in just a moment, who are doing much better than they are. So they know that they're falling behind. They start to make all kinds of excuses. And one of the ways they deal with that, they cover up that, is they accuse you and others of being, well, arrogant. You're just dumb, you know? Number two is this. Narcissists cannot allow themselves to be viewed as vulnerable. Go back and think. Those first weeks, months, years, whatever. It took the narcissist to love bomb you and to pull you into their web of deceit. Remember what they did? They took advantage of your gullibilities, your vulnerabilities. You were just so naive. And the narcissist took advantage of those things, right? And so what is he thinking? What is she thinking? She is thinking that other people will take advantage of their gullibilities, their vulnerabilities. And so they hide them. They don't want you to know they're vulnerable. They know they are, but they don't want you to see where they are gullible. So how do they hide that? Well, one of their little tricks in their bag is they accuse you of being arrogant. I mean, everyone is arrogant. If you happen to point out one of their vulnerabilities or happen to land on one of their gullibilities, well, obviously you're arrogant. So that is a defense mechanism that they use, because they are assuming that you are doing to them what they do to others. Number three. We talked about this in an earlier video, maybe a month or so ago, but once you are entrapped in a narcissist snare, he would rather be feared, or she would rather be feared than liked. Now, don't get me wrong, narcissists want to be praised. They want to be loved, they want to be admired, they want to be liked, because the more people who like them and love them and admire them, the more people they can take advantage of. See, those are all potential victims to the narcissist. So yeah, they like being liked, but after the love bombing, after you've been captured and entangled in their snare, in their web of deceit, from that point going forward, and you notice this, the love bombing is now over. They don't care if you like them or not. It's all about control. It's all about domination. Now, a week or so ago, I was watching a documentary on YouTube about the mob. You know, the mafia. Well, actually, I've watched several of those documentaries. I love to watch them. I don't know why. But one of the things that I've noticed is consistent about mobsters is that the number one thing of importance to a mobster is that they be respected. They don't care if you like them or not. I mean, they just flat out don't care if anybody likes them. They don't want to be loved. They don't want to be liked. They want to be respected. And it's not even about the money. I mean, the money is good in their thinking. I mean, these guys, most of them could make more money if they were honest, if they had a legitimate business. Plus, they wouldn't have to worry about going to prison or being killed on the streets. But that doesn't matter. The number one thing to a mobster is the number one thing to a narcissist, and that is being respected. So they would rather be feared than to be liked. And one of the ways they do that is by accusing others of being arrogant. You know, that guy, he's got this great home life. You know, isn't he just arrogant, proud of that? So they take this positive attribute of you or another person, and they demean that person by presenting them as being arrogant. So it tears them down. We'll talk about that some more in just a moment. Number 4 is this. Now you gotta have to follow me on this because it's a little bit circular, but narcissists don't care what others think, or that's what they say. So they will call other people arrogant because, well, the narcissist will say, I don't care what they think. They're just arrogant. That guy just arrogant. Say that to you, you know. The narcissist will say he doesn't care. She doesn't care what you think because you're arrogant. Well, hang on a second here. Now, let's think through this. The narcissist wants others to think that they don't care what they think. Well, that doesn't make sense, does it? That's kind of, that's more circular reasoning. You know, like if you were smart, you would admit that you're dumb. You know, that doesn't make sense either. So the narcissist wants you to think that he doesn't care what you think. Well, obviously he does want you to think something. He cares that you think that he doesn't care that you think. That's how these people think. Or maybe they don't think. They just think, they think irrationally. They think in circles. So they go ahead and they will call you narcissist and other people narcissists because they don't care what you think. Well, that's what they say. Number 5 is this. They see, now hang on, because you're going to have to pay close attention to this, but narcissists see arrogance as a type of positive attribute. Now does that make sense? Hang on a second. They're accusing all these other people in their lives who have better lives than they do as being arrogant. That's pejorative, right? But when you stop and think about it, the only people a narcissist accuses of being arrogant is someone who he views or she views as somehow outperforming them. So this person, has a better home life. Well, that's because they're arrogant. Or this person has a better job. Well, they're obviously proud about that. They're so arrogant. Or this person has a higher income net worth than I do, the narcissist thinks, and look, this guy with all of his money, isn't he arrogant? And so every person who is outperforming the narcissist is labeled arrogant. So they get this pejorative that they attach to people who are doing very well in life. So it's almost like the pejorative, the word arrogant, is positive. Because it says this person is doing well in life. Everyone who does well in life gets labeled as a narcissist. Now, or as arrogant, rather. Now, stop and think about this. What the narcissist is really doing when he or she accuses other people of being arrogant, when really they're getting along well in life, it's because the narcissist is jealous. Now, are you following this? Because it's really, really important. So what happens when you accuse the narcissist of being arrogant? He thinks you're jealous. He thinks that you see him as being superior to you. Again, twisted thinking, circular reasoning, just goes backwards in full words doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But if you say that narcissist, he is so arrogant, then the narcissist thinks that you think that he or she is getting along better in life than you. To call a narcissist arrogant is to use a pejorative that admits that the narcissist is superior. So they say you're dumb and they're smart, or at least that's how they present. See those two rectangles? If you want to keep the conversation going, all you got to do is click one of those and we'll keep talking together, keep hanging out. If not, thanks for stopping by, and we'll see y'all next time.